What's up, everybody? Dapper Jeff here, and I got to thinking, Pokemon Sword and Shield has been announced. It's coming out later this year. I already know which version I'm getting. I've already picked my starter. So, what is there to do? I'm gonna cook some food while I'm waiting. Come into my kitchen, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a fantastic Alolan macaroni and cheese. For our amazing cheese sauce, which is technically called a bechamel, I love that word, we need a few things. I've got here 3 3/4 cups milk, 16 ounces of cheese, 8 ounces of a mild, medium cheddar, 8 ounces of Munster. I have 6 tablespoons of butter, 6 tablespoons of flour, some food coloring that we're gonna have fun with later, and some bacon. That too we're gonna have fun with later. Here I have our big old thing of pasta. Make sure you grab pot holders. I'm using my ability of thick fat, so heat doesn't bother me so much. Make sure your pasta's nice and drained. You know, use some leech seed or maybe some leech life. We're gonna pour it right back in our pot. And I'm gonna get it back on the stove, but not on any kind of heat. Just back on the stove for safekeeping. Mixing in a little bit of butter into our pasta so it doesn't stick to itself. Because as much as we want buddies and to stick together, we don't want pasta to stick together. Trust me, when your pasta sticks, is no fun. So in my pot, under medium heat, I'm gonna add my 6 tablespoons of butter. Grab my mixing spoon and just kind of let this smear on the bottom. All right, so now that our butter is nice and buttery melted, next thing I'm gonna add in is the flour. This is gonna make a nice roux. So I'm gonna quickly grab my spoon and just mix it all up till the flour has had a chance to absorb the butter and cook a little bit. As you can see, it's a lot like when we made our curry. You know, we want that nice roux. Next up, we've got our handy dandy whisk. We're gonna whisk in our milk. La leche. Whew. As I spill, because I'm using a glass and not like a measuring cup for that portion. Right, now for the portion that I actually have in a measuring cup. You're gonna wanna whisk this all together. That way you don't get clumps of flour. And this is the beginning, the base of a cheese sauce. This is like the Eevee of the sauce right here, because this is super basic. You know, we can add whatever we want into it. All right, guys, so you wanna keep this moving. You don't want it to boil, that's the big thing. So I'm just kind of whisking. When it starts to thicken, though, is when you're going to want to add your cheese. So one of the quick, easy ways to tell if your cream is thick enough is take a spoon and just boop. If it coats the back of your spoon like so, it's good. It's ready for some cheese. And we're going to make this cheesy. I don't know about you guys at home, but I like cheese. I should be from Wisconsin, but I'm not. So I have here all of this cheese. I'm going to incorporate it like that. I used fancy words. A little bit at a time. So I'm gonna do about half-ish of my bowl at this point. I'm gonna set my bowl aside, grab my spoon, and I'm just gonna start mixing this all together. So what I did is I just took 2 bricks of cheese and we just cheese gratered it ourselves. Because, you know, that's how we roll. Called my Scyther in, was all like, Scyther, destroy this cheese. And it was all like, Scyther! And it did. All right, this looks delicious. I wish you guys at home could smell this, because this smells amazing. You can use really any kind of white cheese you like. I went with medium cheddar and Munster because, I mean, they both melt well, they're both white and creamy, and they both have really good flavor that complements one another. So And I think that's about it for our bechamel. All right, guys. So one thing you're definitely going to want to have on hand for your sauce is a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, just to taste it. Because unseasoned, it's not bad, but it needs that little bit of extra that the salt and pepper bring. Unless you use pepper jack cheese, in which case let me know how that turns out, because that sounds amazing, and now I kind of want to do that. Here's where we start to have a lot of fun with our macaroni and cheese, because it's not your average everyday Kanto muck. No, this is a lowland macaroni and cheese, so it's going to be colorful. We're going to have an explosion of color. Case in point, I'm going to take our cheese sauce, and I'm gonna ladle up a healthy, I don't know, three spoons into a bowl. Now the trick here is you got to work quickly so it doesn't, congeal. You want it to stay warm. Keep your pot on low heat so that doesn't congeal. Got some red food coloring. Has no flavor, it's just red. So I'm gonna add 1, 2, 3 drops. Grab my fork and whisk together to try to mimic that lowland muck pink. And I think I got it right there. I mean, Doctor, what say you?
Yep.
I mean, like, that was just dumb luck. So, we take it and we kind of drizzle it across our pasta here. We want to try to get a nice, fairly even layer, which I am not at all good at. But that's okay, because we can always whip up another little batch. 3 drops per 3 ladles. That was the magic number. Next up, we're gonna do green. And actually, this is a perfect color for this week, because St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. So hey guys, you want a delicious St. Patrick's Day macaroni and cheese? Bam! This is how you do it. Just replace every other color with green. Or you can do orange, green, and white for the Irish flag. All right, that's a nice green, so I'm gonna lowland muck my way over here. All right, guys, so I would also like to point out that, yeah, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, but so is Easter. I mean, this is the time where all the stores are gonna have all the food coloring for the bright, happy colors, the pastels. If you ever just want to like make green cookies or a lowland mac and cheese, now is the time. Stock up, buy your food dye now. Just do it. Do it. Dapper Jeff is, there we go. Dapper Jeff used Go Buy food coloring. Was it super effective? Awesome. So we're gonna take some of this leftover bacon bits that we mixed in with our original pasta and just sprinkle it over the top, because everybody likes bacon. Now that I've added all of our bacon, I'm gonna take our dish and I'm gonna put it into our preheated oven. We had the oven set to 350. So I'm gonna take our macaroni and cheese, carefully put it in the center rack, 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. If you want, add some breadcrumbs to it, give it a nice crust. We're not doing that, we're going simple. So, I'll see you guys in about 35 minutes. Boop. So now that it's been about 35 minutes, I'm gonna pull our fantastic macaroni and cheese out of the oven. Ooh, buddy, look at that. That looks amazing. Now I'm gonna let this sit for about a minute or so before I start to cut into it. Just to let it cool so I don't burn the ever-loving snot out of my hands. But, yeah, no, that's it. That is some lowland macaroni and cheese. All right, guys, so that's how you make a fantastic lowland macaroni and cheese. I'm Dapper Jeff. I'll catch you next week. Until then, I hope you all stay well fed. Grab that whisk. Wire whisk.